Economic and financial crimes means different things to different people. But simply put, these categories of crimes refer to those sets of illegal actions that inhibit the growth and prosperity of an individual or society. It is today widely recognized that the prevalence of such crimes in any society is a substantial threat to its economic health and stability. Hello and welcome to the program, The Eagle, Nigeria's foremost anti-corruption program. My name is Aisha Gambari, and with me,
I'm Aisha Muhammad. Good evening and thanks for joining us.
Corruption is dishonesty and illegal behavior by people in positions of trust. A public office is a public trust. Do not abuse positions of trust for private gains. Stay away from corruption. Nigeria is a great nation, and it is our responsibility to make the country greater. If you notice any act of corruption, please report to the EFCC via info@efccnigeria.org or call 09 904 4751 or 09 904 4752. You can also call 09 904 4753. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
On The Eagle today, the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria seeks support of the EFCC in recovering bad debts, while the EFCC extends its sensitization mandate to staff of the Nigerian Institute of Oceanography and Marine Research, Lagos.
Also on this edition of the program, we'll bring you the story of a fake doctor that allegedly duped an unsuspecting staff of the Federal Road Safety Commission. And we will also serve you a special report that delves into the nitty-gritty of advance fee fraud. Please stay tuned as we take a quick break.
Hello Nigerians, my name is Alinuhu. Corruption is a cankerworm that has been ravaging the country for so long. Cooperate with the EFCC and stay away from corruption.
Welcome back. The Federal Mortgage Bank, led by its acting managing director, came calling at the EFCC headquarters in a bid to secure the support of the Commission on Debt Recovery. Kamili Gebi tells us more.
The acting managing director of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, Richard Essing, has sought the assistance of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, in the recovery of bad debts totaling over 70 billion naira owed by some property developers. Essing, who led a delegation on a courtesy visit to the Commission's acting chairman Ibrahim Mustafa Magu on Wednesday, August 18, 2016 in Abuja, said, "We seek the kind assistance of the Commission on the recovery of the funds to the bank. These monies belong to Nigerian citizens."
Over the years, we worked with several developers. Some of the projects went well. A good number of the projects didn't go well. Because of that, we have over 70 billion in our books as bad and doubtful loans. And we believe that a partnership with EFCC will help us in the recovery of a large chunk of these loans, these bad debts, which are hanging there in our books. The bad loans were occasioned because we had incidences where the developer, having fulfilled all the conditions to access the facility, simply took the money and disappeared. No investment in the project or in any other project that would help the bank recover the money. We've also had incidents where the estates were completed, the developers sold the estates, but failed to remit the sales proceeds to the bank. You will all agree with me that that is actually a financial crime in all its ramifications.
He further assured Magu that the existing memorandum of understanding between the Commission and the bank was still effective. The Federal Mortgage Bank boss, who stated that affordable housing was a veritable tool in the fight against corruption, added that over 3 billion naira in mortgages have been released for over 100 staff of the EFCC. In his remark, Magu stated that his administration would continue to be guided by the details of the MOU between the Commission and the bank.
You have mentioned a series of problems in the areas of recovery, which is very much associated with this scheme, this kind of scheme. Because you remember these loans and savings, and most of the primary mortgage institutions ended up, most of them folded up because of one reason or the other. Because they will collect the money from you and they will not take it to the beneficiary and they will not return back. So I think this scheme needs to be checked.
He, however, added that the law governing the National Housing Fund scheme needs to be reviewed at the legislative level. Magu further urged the bank to strengthen its compliance framework. He added that the Commission is willing to create a desk dedicated to Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria needs.
Welcome back. The Enlightenment and Reorientation Unit of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC has extended its sensitization and preventive mandate to staff of the Nigerian Institute of Oceanography and Marine Research, Lagos, to encourage public servants' participation in the war against graft. Golden Ago is our guide.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on the 4th of August 2016 engaged staff of the Nigerian Institute of Oceanography and Marine Research, Lagos, on an anti-corruption sensitization activity which featured lectures and interactive sections on corruption prevention strategies and workplace ethics. The program aimed at bringing the fight against corruption, economic and financial crimes to the doorsteps of public servants is also designed to encourage workers to buy into the war against crime in the workplace. The head, Public Affairs EFCC Lagos Zonal Office, Samin Ahmadine, who represented the head of Enlightenment and Reorientation Unit of the EFCC, Aisha Lare Musa, educated the workers on the history and structure of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and prevention strategies in curbing corruption in our daily lives.
The Commission realized that the fight against corruption, economic and financial crimes cannot be handled by the Commission alone, cannot be done alone by prosecution of offenders. So we initiated programs that involve the citizens, where they can buy in and be part of the fight against corruption.
He explained to the audience what constitutes economic and financial crimes, strategies to preventing such occurrences, among others. In the paper, Corruption, Economic and Financial Crimes and Workplace Ethics, presented by Deputy Director Administration, EFCC Lagos Zone, Rose Ekau, who remarked that the fight against corruption is for all, as Nigeria belongs to all of us.
We discovered that most times government officials, public servants are the ones who aid, I'm not going to accuse you first of all, but we discovered that most of them are the ones who aid the politicians on how to spend this money or how to embezzle this money. So that is why we found out that it is necessary, and we find out that most of the convictions that we have, a lot of them are public servants. So it is important to educate you, to sensitize you, to buy into this fight against corruption. Because some of you are looking at it as a distant organization fighting corruption. Are you not in Nigeria? This country belongs to all of us.
While emphasizing good workplace ethics of integrity, discipline, greater commitment to work, accountability and transparency at work, and not cultivating habits like stealing, lying and cheating. Ekawu encouraged the staff to be honest, fair, hardworking, reliable, productive, responsible, and have respect for each other. Dr. Pat Anyanwu, Head, Aquaculture and Research, who stood in for the Institute's Executive Director, Dr. Gbola Akonde, conveyed staff appreciation for the lecture. She pledged the organization's commitment to imbibe the lessons learned and willingness to support the Commission's work at all levels. Golden Ago, reporting for the Eagle.
Glad to have you back. Despite repeated warnings by the EFCC calling on members of the public to be vigilant in all dealings, especially those involving finances, some still fall prey to scammers. Next is a report on a fake doctor that tricked a public servant into marrying him and parting with a substantial amount of money. Again, Golden Agu tells us more.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has arrested one Chike Nnemeka, alias Dr. Justified Isioma Nnemeka Emerald, for conspiracy and obtaining money under false pretense to the tune of about 6.7 million naira. Nnemeka, who claimed to be a gynecologist, allegedly collected the said sum of money under different pretexts from his victim, an employee of the Federal Road Safety Commission, FRSC, after she was introduced to him by one of her classmates at the Federal Polytechnic, Oko, Anambra State. Following their meeting, the suspect, who also claimed to be an orphan and the lone prince of Ihekpe Kingdom in Ogwashiku, Delta State, was joined in a traditional wedding with the victim on June 6, 2015. In her petition, the complainant said, and I quote, "During the wedding preparation, Justified brought up so many stories bordering on cultural issues that I or anyone from my family is not supposed to visit his hometown until after my marriage. He also said that the tradition of his place as a lone prince demands that I sponsor every financial aspect of the traditional marriage, but that he would refund me to the last 1 naira I spent." End of quote. However, the complainant became ensnared in the suspect's web of lies when he claimed to have properties that both Zenith Bank PLC and Diamond Bank PLC were purportedly interested in. The suspect was said to have shown the complainant some documents to the properties, while also requesting her to provide some money to enable him complete the process.
What transpired was that we began having problems. Besides that, on asking her for money again to do something else, she now asked me, "You have not settled me for the first one that you took. Why are you asking me for another money again?" I pleaded with her. I said, "Please, just help me out with this. By the time God's grace goes through well, I'm going to pay you the money."
What do you do?
I do business. I
What
sell
kind of
plastics.
business do you sell your wife?
I sell plastics.
Okay, but what did you tell your wife that you do?
What I told her that I do?
Yeah, what business does your wife think you were doing?
Wow. Initially, she thought that I'm a medical doctor.
Okay.
Yes, because the person that introduced me to her introduced me that way also. So, but along the line, after our traditional marriage, she got to know that what she knew about me was not the truth about it. She felt bad, very bad, and threatened to leave.
What was the problem? What was your problem? As in, why did you even lie to her in the first place? If somebody lied to her saying you're a medical doctor, why did you accept it and continue that way?
Somebody lied to her, why did I accept it and continue that
and
way?
continued. You should have told her the truth.
So, what happened was that after introducing her to me, we got talking, and I told her that I made her believe anyway that that's the truth at first. So, but along the line, the person that introduced me to her, who is a friend of mine anyway, though for some several months now, we've lost contact anyway. So, started making it look like I introduced you to this woman, who to settle me, that kind of a thing. So,
So, sorry, let me get you right. The introduction itself and the marriage was a business.
It was not a business.
That's how it sounds right now.
Along the line, by the time
Okay, go ahead.
By the time I told this friend of mine that I want to get married to this lady, it was not like, get married. Is it what you really want? Get married to her. I said, yes, I really want to get married. I really like her. So it was not like, if you are talking about getting married to her, that means you're going to settle me. So if I work down, we didn't have any agreement that if you link me up to her that I'm going to give you anything. So why are you coming up with this now? So it started making it look like, if you don't dance to what I want, I'm going to tell the lady some of the things that I know about you that he knows that she does not know. So that is just it.
Are you married before this woman?
Yes.
Do you have kids?
Yes, I do.
And your wife agreed to your marriage with the second one, or you didn't tell her?
At first, she was not aware. It was after traditional marriage that she got to know.
How long have you been married to this second wife?
About a year. We got married in June 6th last year.
Last year, so that's over. Do you have kids with her? Do you have any child? What does she do? What do you do? What does she do? This present one that you're married to?
Safety officer.
Are you still married to her?
Yes, but I would say I'm still married to her, but I've not called it off.
Unsuspectingly, the complainant allegedly transferred some amount of money to the suspect after being assured that he will refund her. But on December 23, 2015, the suspect allegedly left the house on the pretense that he was going to sign the agreement papers with the respective bank to finalize the transaction. He, however, did not return home until December 29, 2015. According to the complainant, the suspect allegedly claimed that the lawyer to the bank had died and that his lawyer would not allow anyone else to sign the papers except a legal practitioner. At this stage, the complainant became suspicious and made frantic efforts to inquire about the suspect's real identity and what he does for a living from some of his acquaintances. Also, the complainant alleged that the suspect stole the sum of $3,000 belonging to her boss. When the complainant asked the suspect about the missing money, the suspect allegedly said that the chief priest of his village said it was a spirit that stole it. Meanwhile, investigation has revealed that the suspect, who is married to another woman with 3 children, also lied that his mother passed on some years back. The suspect will soon be charged to court after investigation is concluded. Golden Ago, reporting for the Eagle.
Glad to have you back. According to the Advance Fee Fraud and Other Fraud-Related Offences Act 2006, advance fee fraud is when a person, by false pretense and with the intent to defraud, obtains for himself or any other person. In our next report, Rolake Odofin Jolayemi brings you incidences of advance fee fraud and how the EFCC is waging war against the crime. Over to you, Rolake.
The incidences of advance fee fraudsters, also known as 419 in Nigeria, before the advent of the EFCC, was such a sorry situation as many Nigerians and even foreign nationals with genuine business proposals ended up falling victims of fraud, with some not only losing investments but also their lives. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, however, is not relenting in its effort to rid the country of activities of fraudsters. Operatives of the Commission recently arrested the leader of a notorious fraudster syndicate who had defrauded a number of innocent victims of money and other valuables. Taye Adubu is a kingpin of a notorious syndicate of fraudsters who operate in Osogbo, the Osun State capital. He was arrested after swindling one Salimot Oyinlola Bernard of huge sums of money under the guise of providing her with herbal remedies to an ailment. Adubu and his syndicate, which comprises of his mother, Bilikisu Adubu, Fausat Diekola, Sekinatu Musiliu, and Modinatu Karimu, were also said to be involved in the production of fake American dollars. His mother's role is to act as a spiritual mother, while the other 3 women scout for victims. The group, however, met their Waterloo after their victim petitioned the Department of State Services in Osogbo, hence their arrest. The
The syndicate was later handed over to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, where further investigations have since commenced on the matter. In a confessional statement, the fraudsters confessed to the crime. Exhibits obtained from them include fake American dollar notes of the same serial number amounting to over $27,000, a red-colored multiple-edge opening palette for manipulating currencies, charms and amulets of various forms. Adejare Kembi is a legal practitioner. He speaks about the trend of advance fee fraud and the legal perspectives to spiritualism.
The law has made provisions. First and foremost, let me say that if we make a false presentation or representation, that is what we call obtaining under false pretenses. So it is an avenue, but it is criminal. However, the law makes provision under what we call money held and received. It is applicable in contract cases. It is also applicable in criminal instances where you have made a promise to me upon which I have changed my position and money had passed. Where that promise is not kept, I have the right to sue you in civil causes to recover that money.
Some people say the law does not recognize voodoo or juju. Is it the same with you?
We are wrong in saying that the law does not recognize juju. The criminal code actually makes provisions for such a circumstance. So the law recognizes juju. It does. However, where the juju is used for criminal purposes, the law again makes provision either for the suspect to be tried. That is when we talk about going through ordeal. The law makes provision for trial by ordeal and so on, which is a format where even a man who believes in juju says, for instance, I have caught a witch, right, and puts the poor girl or boy through such a serious situation that the law does not expect. That juju man is liable for trial under the trial by ordeal provisions of the criminal code. So we actually have provisions that have adequately provided for such. And don't forget, that criminal code is over 100 years old. So if you realize that 100 years ago, we have made provisions for such, and it is still valid now, how can we say that we did not recognize juju or we did not make provisions for such a situation? We have.
How can evidence be established in cases involving spiritual fraud?
Simple. No man will lay emphasis on spiritualism as a means of deceit without having something to show for it. Either a shrine, a concocted place where something is said to go on. Those are the evidences that you need to prove to show that, look, this man has shown me this as a basis upon which I parted with money, I parted with property, right? However, even the Evidence Act had even made it a little bit simpler now by virtue of the recent amendment that was made. All you need is a picture or a recording of such and a certificate from the hand of the person who did the recording. So you are no longer required to carry the shrine to the court. Because, in fact, sometimes, you know, Nigerians, for what we are, even if the judge says the shrine, the judge might run.
So, do you think Nigerians have tendencies to be spiritual individuals?
We do. From the presidency to the laborer, all of us tend to be spiritual in one way or the other. And that spirituality marks our action, whether positively or negatively.
Section 2 of the Advanced Fee Fraud and Other Fraud-Related Offences Act 2006 gives power to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, to arrest, investigate and prosecute advance fee fraud offenders. The Act states that a person who with intent to defraud represents himself as possessing the power or as capable of doubling or otherwise increasing any sum of money through scientific or any other medium of invocation of any juju or other invisible entity or of anything whatsoever commits an offense and is liable on conviction to imprisonment for a term not more than 15 years and not less than 5 years without the option of a fine. Rolake Odofin, Jolaimi, reporting for the Eagle.
Imagine a society where everything works. Durable road networks, stable electricity supply, portable water, well-equipped and functional healthcare facilities, quality education for all, affordable housing schemes, social security benefits, job creation, and a lot more that makes life comfortable to live. That is an ideal society. We can only achieve these if we all play our part. Say no to corruption to enjoy these benefits. Kill corruption to save Nigeria. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
Aisha, despite the Commission's continuous warning and arrest of fraudsters, it is surprising that many of them have refused to turn a new leaf. And from that report, isn't it surprising to see a mother backing her son to obtain money under false pretenses from innocent victims?
That was really surprising to me too, Aisha. Well, if they refuse to heed to the warnings, the EFCC will continue to arrest and ensure that the accused persons face the wrath of the law.
And Nigerians have to buy into the fight against corruption. As we all know, corruption affects everyone. If you can rise up to the challenge to face corruption, Nigeria will be a better place to live.
I totally support that call, Aisha. We should all join our hands together to fight corruption.
Corruption is dishonesty and illegal behavior by people in positions of trust. A public office is a public trust. Do not abuse positions of trust for private gains. Stay away from corruption. Nigeria is a great nation, and it is our responsibility to make the country greater. If you notice any act of corruption, please report to the EFCC via info@efccnigeria.org or call 09 904 4751 or 09 904 4752. You can also call 09 904 4753. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
And if you're wondering how you can be part of the fight, not to worry. Just report any act of corruption you see around you to the EFCC. You can do this by sending information to the eagle@efccnigeria.org or info@efccnigeria.org.
You can also send any anonymous petition, including details of what you have seen, in a sealed envelope addressed to the Acting Chairman EFCC, number 5 Formella Street, off Adetokunbo Ademola Crescent, Wusetu, Abuja, or inbox us via our social media platforms @official EFCC.
Welcome back. That's all we have for you on this week's edition of The Eagle. Do join us same time next week for another interesting package. To leave a comment, please send your contributions to the eagle@efccnigeria.org or search for us on Google Plus @official EFCC or official EFCCNG@gmail.com.
You can also like our page on facebook.com/official EFCC or follow us on Twitter @official EFCC. And to watch our programs and other activities, please log on to youtube.com/official EFCC.
My name is Aisha Gambari. Thank you for watching. God bless Nigeria.
And I am Aisha Mohammed. Have a beautiful evening. Goodbye.